I am Songcrting, songcrting. I don't have a script. I'm just going off of my feeling. Thank you for listening to Untitled Dreams, etc. And this is my Q&A, question and answer. When I was really young, like 8 to like 13 years old, I usually wrote the lyrics first with the melody. I started playing piano after, and then I started to make compositions based off of what I really like, how it sounded with piano, if that makes sense. So that was when the instrumental came first, with the melody, with the instrument, like the chords of the piano. Now, like the past 2-3 years-ish, I write a lot of lyrical ideas in my notes app on my phone and on like notebooks as well. But those are just usually random ideas. They're not really full-out lyrics. They usually don't rhyme. They're just a lot of play on words and concepts that I really like. Music-wise, I start making the instrumental first, usually with piano as my bass, and then I add percussions, and then other instruments after that. The Japanese singer-songwriter Yui, she played a really, really big role when I started making songs on the piano. I thought it was really, really cool that she wrote her songs and performed them, and that she looked really passionate. I think that's how I started really wanting to actually make songs and share them. I did before that, but not as strongly until I saw Yui. And then after my Yui phase, I started to really get into Vocaloid. I can't name every Vocaloid producer, but like the producers that, like the classic producers, have been a really huge part of my life and influencing how I want to distribute my music, how I want to write my music. I thought it was really cool that they were using like vocal synthesizers and that they could create stories through the songs. I loved the music videos. It was just really cool. And then I think presently the most recent music influencers are definitely BTS and the big hit producers, and probably a lot of K-pop. For BTS, I really like how they write their lyrics because they were telling like real life messages, like important messages. And I love that so many of the songs have purposes of comfort, talking about important topics for people all around the world. For this album specifically, I was speaking in general this whole time, but for this album specifically, I listened to a lot of Haruno's music. I'll link in the video. Haruno's music. I really like Haruno's music. Yes, I really want to. Like Vocaloid producers, since I was like super influenced by them to want to make music and share it with other people. I really like that they make original MVs for their songs. I really want to be able to be like an all-rounder producer, if that makes sense. Like I want to be able to produce everything. A self-producer? Does that make sense? But yeah, I want to be able to like write my songs, produce my songs, draw for my MVs, and then animate my music videos. This is a difficult question, so I wrote my answer down. I think that music is a way of communication. It's a way that people can communicate how they are feeling or a story that they want to tell. And I think that's what I want to do in the music that I make. I want to tell either random stories for the fun of it, but also I want to be able to help people with their troubles, to provide maybe a sense of comfort. As a listener, music gives me an incredible sense of comfort whenever I'm feeling sad or when I just need something to fill in the quiet. I hope that my music can someday be like that for someone else. Well, okay, for as a listener, I care most about like the feelings that I get from the song, if that makes sense. Like, if I don't feel much from the song, it takes a lot more time to like it. I also care about the lyrics. When songwriting, I think it's a similar case. I want to write songs that give some sort of feeling, some sort of comfort. Yes. This is like the same thing as the last question. I want to help people. I want to make people just feel something. I want to be able to bring some sort of comfort or create something that causes interactions with other people, interactions with me. I don't know. I just really like writing music and sharing my feelings, sharing my stories. Speaking of this album first, I totally did not mean for this album to be only like sort of like a chill album. But I hope that later on I can be a bit more diverse. I hope to write rock songs and EDM. Yes. For Untitled Dreams, etc., I wanted to create a name that would also possibly be my studio name. I really like the concept of dreams. Not only like when you sleep, you dream, but also like the double meaning of like dreams, like what you hope to achieve in the future. Untitled, I feel like I came up with this title because right now I don't know what my future is gonna be, and also like when I sleep, my dreams are very unpredictable, but they're always adventurous, very fun, sometimes scary, but I really like my dreams, or the way I dream. And yes, like the etc. part is because I feel like there's still more to come, so etc. A lot of it was just like a way of comfort for me, specifically. If you read the lyrics, they're a little sad. Yeah, this is just how I've been feeling, how I've been doing the past 2-3 years. Just like a mini reflection of how I'm doing, so that I can keep going in the future years, do better, reflect more. Yes. Okay, so the first song that I actually wrote that's in this album was actually released separately as just as a single on YouTube and SoundCloud. It was To Morning's Light, and I wanted to release it before my birthday, so it was released right before my birthday. The time that I actually took to actually prepare for this album, I was like, I have to put out an album. That time period was, I think, late 2019 or the beginning of 2020. I procrastinated a lot, and then I actually only really recorded and finished producing within a month before my release. I just told you one in the previous question. I recorded everything like in a week, less than a week, like 2 days, 3 days. I did take like a break, so like I recorded like 1 day, 1 week, and I didn't like them, so I recorded them again a week later or 2 weeks later. I think it could have been better, but I'm just glad that I just did it and then released it. I don't think I would have been able to release it if I had not just recorded it really fast and put it together. I drew myself, me in real life, instead of like my persona with green hair. I drew like certain things based off of each song, and then I put it all together to form the album art. I think I actually didn't decide on the track list until I started doing the art for the videos. The reason why I started with HYPNAGOGIA first, it's a song that's talking about falling asleep, kind of. It starts off really dark, not really dark, but kind of dark. And then I think through the albums it gets a little brighter, a little lighter, a little more comforting, maybe. I feel if I were to like rank it, like HYPNAGOGIA would be like second to lowest darkness level, and then Loneliness is like the darkest one because it's like really kind of sad. And then it slowly builds up until the end of the track list. Well, I really wanted to release like 21 songs, like 20 songs and a hidden track. That didn't happen because I procrastinated. And I really, really, really wanted to get it out on my birthday, or the day before my birthday. So that's what I did, and that's how this album came to be. I can't choose. I don't know what my favorite is, because I think all of them have different qualities that I like about them. Some songs I do like more than others, some songs mean a little bit more than others, but I feel like I can't really choose. Track number 1 is HYPNAGOGIA. I wrote it with the idea of someone falling asleep and going off into a journey, their dreams. I wrote this song in 2019, I think June of 2019, for Big Hit's next new creator competition, audition kind of thing, where they were looking for producers. So I just wrote this for fun, I guess. But I really ended up really liking it. I'm not going to talk about the whole thing because I want to leave it up for interpretation. If you have any interpretations, I would really, really like to hear them. It starts off with, take a breath, eyes need rest. Again, you're the night's guest. I wrote it with the idea that the person is really tired, maybe a little stressed from the day. So the second line, eyes need rest, I don't think it's very obvious at all. It's not really that big of a lyrical detail. I was just really happy with that lyric. Anyway, so eyes need rest is, well, the literal is to close your eyes. And then also, I wanted to kind of sound like I just need rest as well. So like, telling yourself, I just need some time to sleep. I just need some time to rest. I always really wanted to be a Vocaloid producer, and since Vocaloid has been a really, really big part of my life, and this album is like a reflection on my life, I really wanted to have some sort of Vocaloid or utau in my album. And so loneliness was the sacrifice. To be honest, I was really, really nervous about releasing it. Loneliness as with a Vocaloid, like a utau as the main vocal, because I didn't know if people were gonna like it. I thought Loneliness was one of my, I really liked the melody, the harmonies of Loneliness, so I was really scared that the Vocaloid would kind of make it sound weird. I might record a vocal version of Loneliness later. I produced this the chords, the piano at like 3-4 a.m. ish. I was feeling kind of really sad. I wasn't doing so well mentally, emotionally. I just wanted to play the piano. That's how the instrumental came. And then it was really hard to write the lyrics for the song because it's really hard to write about loneliness because it just feels really kind of empty, really sad. And that was my experience with loneliness. I'll leave the rest up to interpretation. I don't really want to talk about too much of it. But if you have any thoughts on the interpretation of the song, feel free to share it. I think I actually started producing in 2019. Late summer of 2019, like July. I think I released a small preview of it on Twitter. It was just like the beginning instrumental of it. So the reason why I call it In a Place of Summer and Rain was because it was the first time I traveled to a certain place. It was really humid and it rained like every day for like 10 minutes and then it would stop. I thought it was really strange, but because I've never experienced something like that before. It was kind of tiring while I was there. I was kind of frustrated a little there, but it was kind of nice at the same time. That's how the instrumental came to be, and then the title came. And then I wrote the lyrics in like March of 2020. I had to rewrite the chorus a few times because it just didn't feel right. I didn't like it. It didn't sound quite right. I like how it came about now. Summer can be, or like heat, summer can be really stressful, really tiring. And then the rain will come in to cool it down. But also like there's good things about the stress, the heat. So it creates like a little balance in the rain. If there's too much rain, that's not good either. I wrote this in March of 2018. It was actually the first song that I released. I added harmonies on this version too. So the lyrics, I wanted to bring comfort to myself. The title, To Morning's Light, I don't think anybody noticed. It's not very obvious, so I'll just explain it. To Morning's Light, the way you pronounce it, there is to the morning's light. You're addressing the sun, the morning. But also, I wanted to make it kind of sound like tomorrow's light. I want to look forward to the next day. I hope that I can look forward to the next day. And that's basically what the song is about as well. Feeling down, but I know that there's something else in the next day. I was hoping one day that I wouldn't have to explain it and people would possibly find out. So maybe I'll just continue to not say. I hope you find out one day. Let me know when you find out. I hope you find why it's called 95, 75, 139. The lyric-wise, it's about colors. I wrote this song in December of 2018. A lot of stuff happened in 2018. I wanted to sort of reflect on it, and that's why I wrote the song. Similar to previous songs I talk about, like there's many good things that happen in life, many bad things happen, but I want to thank everyone for adding so much color to my canvas of life for that year. The song was written when 2018 was when I started to really like BTS. BTS was a really big part of my life in 2018, like mid-2018. I wrote this to thank my family, my friends as well. I make the analogy between candles and fire and passion. I wrote this song also for the Big Hits Next New Creator. I wrote this actually after HYPNAGOGIA in June of 2019. This one was a lot more rushed, but I kind of like how simple it is. This one talks about dreams, not sleep-wise this time, but actual hopeful achievements in the future. So we start off with HYPNAGOGIA, which is more about falling asleep and then dreaming in the sleep state, and we end with ARDENT with hopeful dreams of the future. Thank you so much for streaming Untitled Dreams, etc. Thank you for listening to this Q&A. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And I hope that someday I can continue writing songs, sharing songs. And I hope that y'all can continue to support me. And yes, I hope someday I can release songs on streaming sites as well, not just YouTube and SoundCloud. Thank you to those that also bought my songs on Bandcamp, because that totally meant a lot. I didn't even think anybody would buy my songs, but yes, it really meant a lot. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for listening to this really long Q&A, and I hope that y'all have a really lovely day. Thank you.